Welcome back everyone to Welstopia. I have the foundation up to 3 levels for my lighthouse, and I also built a small stairway so that I can get up to the top of the foundation because this is where our ground floor is going to be. But of course, last time we were building the ramp and I have finished it. So I no longer really need to go up through that ladder. Instead, I could go up this way. Now, I'll probably want to make an easier way to get back and forth here, though I would presume that the ramp will instead have an easier way to get probably down to this section or something like that. Some way to get around there, because I would presume that the wagons coming up to bring the fuel would be coming up this way. And this is also, from what I hear, used as a tourist entrance for the people visiting the lighthouse to look from the top of the great wondrous lighthouse of Pharos. Now our next thing that we're going to need to do then is to build a floor for our foundation. Plan here is to simply cover this up with stone. I think I've got everything set up so that the light levels are high enough to prevent mob spawns. So I am just going to put in a stone floor here, preferably without constantly needing to do that. So let me get to work and I'll be back when it's done. Now I need to consider the question of how many floors we are going to have in the lower section, the part before we reach the lamp. Are we going to have floors? Because I think one huge area that goes all the way up there is probably not going to be a good idea. And whatever they use this lower section for, I'm sure, or at least I will think, that it will be conducive for having separate levels for handling it. Now, I am at 67. The top of there is at 84. That is 17, so I just need to find a number that is divisible by 17. Oh, it's a prime number. What I will do is create 3 floors. Now, each floor is going to be 8. Let's see, is going to be 6 blocks tall, but the lowest one is only going to be 5 blocks tall, and that's how we're going to fit 18 blocks into 17. So I'll just cheat on the lower one, and then the other 2 then will be taking into account the floors in between and stuff like that. So therefore, let us see what works on there. Now this section, we have no question on what's going to be done. We'll just head on like this. And I'm going to do this one floor at a time. That will break up the pattern of having to constantly be just going on a circle like that, and also give me less likely to fall to my death, because I'm sure I'm going to fall a few times, and if I fall to a floor only 6 blocks below me, I'm a lot less likely to die than if I fall, well, 18 blocks is unlikely to kill me with all the feather falling stuff I've got on me, but you've got the idea. And I'm going to have to find a way in which to get up and around here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I got 6 up there already. Oh well. 4, 5, 6. And then I'll have... Actually, got a better idea. Yeah, actually, I guess this is very issue the idea I had before. I'll just have 5. 5 for the height, 1 for the floor, 5 for the height, 1 for the floor, 5 for the height, and Yeah, I'll need to start the floor at 5 on this one anyway. That was a bad idea. Right. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this the plan here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Then that will go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the floor. And I'll see what it looks like and if it actually gets me to the top. And here we are on the 3rd floor there. Now I found that the ladder is convenient. So it's a good place I started where I did. Of course. There you go. So yeah, I'll be leaving that around for a while. Now, can I make this jump? Of course not. What did I think I was? A parkour expert or anything like that? Nope. Yeah. So yeah, I will not go in for stunts. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. There we go. That will be my layout. Now, this will go all the way around, and of course the floors will be filled in. The question is, should the floors be filled in with wood or with stone? Since the main support structure is going to be with stone, I would think that anything that's not supporting might have been wood and just replaced over the age of the lighthouse, because that would probably have made it a little bit more structurally sound, I think. So what I'll do is I'll probably, well, maybe I will leave the stone there for one block in and then maybe start out with wood for the rest of the floor, because yeah, I think that is just going to survive better. And of course, it'll use up less stone, and I'm going to be using a great deal of it. And I think Birch just volunteered to be my floor. It'll go well with the sandstone. Very well, that's what we'll use. We'll use birch for our floors. And I was thinking of using a wooden ramp anyway once you're inside the lighthouse, so I think that would just fit with that particular plan. And oh yeah, I forgot to put a torch there, so I'm going to have to hope that no mobs are able to spawn that close to it. The thing I'm planning on to break things up is there will be windows. There were windows, at least in the depictions I've seen of the original lighthouse, so therefore having windows should help to add a little bit of interest to it, even if it's basically stone brick on stone foundation. So what I'll do is I will try to get the first floor all covered around here. And after I finish that, we could see what we are going to do concerning windows, at what interval and spacing and the like. And I get the impression that the window frequency and size is a little bit different between the lower parts and the upper parts. So I've seen different depictions of the lighthouse, and they all seem to vary on exactly the details of what it looks like. But that gives me enough freedom to go with one version over another. And if the most recent one that everyone agrees with is a little bit varied from mine, well, it is going to have to be something that I think at least won't be the most boring build I ever made. And believe me, usually that's what happens when I do big builds. So I'm hoping to make this a little bit more interesting, even if it's going to be stone on stone with a sandstone ramp. Well, let me get this done. As I finish this first section, I'm quickly concluding that the only thing I'm sure of is that I will be running out well before I'm done with this project. So therefore, when I'm taking breaks and doing other things on occasion, it'll probably be because I'm out looking for more stone brick to quarry. Another reason to make my floors out of wood and the ramp out of wood and the like, so that I could stretch out my stone as much as possible. And I am going to need to torch this stuff, aren't I? Yep, unless of course I want zombies coming all over the place. And I have to go find some torches. Another use for the birch wood that's over there. And then after that, well, we could be pretty much done for that section. Oh, there is another thing I want to do, another touch up here. And that is if we are going to have these out like this, I think that would be a good idea. Because otherwise, things may feel a little unstable or something like this. But I think this is what's going to help to hold that in, because there you go. You got the idea on there. So let me get some torches and then worry about the floor. I thought fire spread was turned off on this server. Or are these all from direct strikes, and that direct strikes from lightning will cause fire no matter what, even if fire spread is turned off? Well, I guess I could keep a monitor on this and see if these fires spread in any way, but I just wasn't expecting that to happen. What's happened here is that I've got the stone section all the way around. This little section is to help me get up and down until I build a stairway around here. So here's the beginning of the floor, going all the way around here. Before I worry too much about the floor, we want to worry about the windows. Figure if actually a fire spread were on, I suppose that fire would have done a bit more by now. As for windows, I was thinking that the windows will be too high. Now, normally we have 5 in between each of these, because we've got the floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up 1. So therefore we can go up 1, 2, then 2 for the window, and then 1 after the window. Actually, no, strike that. Let's make it 1 up, 2 for the window, and then 2 up, because we are going to have the lip of stairs that I will be putting up around there. So therefore, we'll do it that way. Now, remember though, that here, there's only going to be 1 up front. There will be less space on that area. The question is though, at what interval should I be placing these windows? Now I'm going to have thinking wider windows down here, but maybe that won't be such a bright idea. Let me think about the interval. We have a total of 28 blocks from end to end. Now the starting point won't count, so that means 27 blocks this way, which is a 3 cubed. So therefore, it's going to have to be 9 windows probably in order to make this happen. And I think this would be the ideal location for us to do that. So we'll start here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go about this way. I thought I did that. Wrong. It's not 1, 2, 3 next. It is 1, 2 next, because there are going to be 3 spaces each. Okay, there you go. 1, 2, and then the third one is the one that is going to go like that. Good. 1, 2. All right, and that way we will have 9 each way. And that could be our pattern. And see, 1, 2, and see, do I have this matching all the way across? We went 1, 2, and obviously my sums aren't quite right. In retrospect, I do need to count the end one. So therefore it's not 27, it is 28, which means I will be wanting to use 4, not 3, and that there will be 7 of them in all. And to make an even number work out, I'm going to have windows that are that wide. So it's 2 and 2 each. And hopefully that'll work. And we'll see how that looks when we run outside and grab a quick look at what it looks like after we are done with all this. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Yeah, okay, good, perfect. 7 across. We'll just have to collect these things because we don't want to be running out of these at the end of the project. So let's head out to this little island out here and take a look at what we have. And there you go. Well, it is just the beginning, but I think that will do for now. And that is all we have time for today. And next time we will hopefully already have the second floor done and be able to get on to the next section. We'll see how far we get in the next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Welstopia.